Ana de Smart Mind é uma escola canadense que oferece cursos de inglês, francês e imigração. Os vídeos estão em inglês ou francês para você se acostumar com a pronúncia. Os professores que sabem português vão te ajudar. Aqui, você vai ver um texto, uma regra gramatical e um exercício. Vamos embora.
We are happy to have you back here. Your communication is crucial to getting a job. Here, I'm going to show you how to search for your new job in Canada and to participate in conversations in a comfortable and nice way. You will have here 1. Job searching ideas, 2. Templates, 3. Tips. This video will help you to be in the Canadian job market. 1. Job searching ideas. Staying productive while working remotely. While working from home has its perks, it can be distracting. Errands, chores, family, housemates, TV, social media and pets can easily shift your attention. Here are some tips for eliminating distractions and boosting productivity. While working from home, 1. Dress for success. It can feel tempting to roll out of bed and over to your laptop in your pajamas. If you're dressed for sleep, it can be much harder to get your brain in productivity mode. Try maintaining your regular morning routine to set boundaries between working and living at home. In place of your morning commute, you might try another activity to boost productivity, such as a walk, light workout or meditation. Then, get dressed and ready for your day, and make a healthy breakfast. Dressing for the tasks ahead of you will make you feel more motivated and is also a helpful practice in case of unexpected video meetings. 2. Set and follow a schedule. It is important to set your working hours apart from your personal home time for transparency. Tell your manager when your working hours are when working from home and indicate on your calendar when you are available. Here are a few tips on managing your daily schedule to optimize productivity. Start each day off by reviewing the tasks you need to get done to make progress towards your goals that day and throughout the week. Prioritize your tasks by understanding the time investment, complexity and impact of each. Provide key status updates to your manager and other team members at an agreed-upon cadence. Take regularly scheduled breaks to stretch, get outside and rest your brain. Health and productivity suffer when we don't build in regular breaks for our brains and bodies. The brain is like any other muscle, it needs to rest. These breaks can take any form, including meditating, reading a chapter of a book, listening to a podcast, doing a short yoga video, taking a walk. 3. Create a workspace if possible. It is best to set aside a separate space in your home for work. This will help you separate your home and work activities and boost productivity. When you're working in your designated space, communicate with your friends and roommates that even though you are at home, you are off limits during your scheduled work hours. Video technology is also an incredible tool to leverage when working remotely. It helps us to stay connected even when we are very far apart. To optimize your video meetings, you should test out your computer microphone, speakers and camera before important meetings to make sure they work. Be conscious of your physical background when in meetings, change to something more professional when needed. Use your video camera whenever possible. Keeping your camera on can improve understanding and communication. 4. Pay attention to burnout. The fusion of workspace and home space can lead to a lack of boundaries and breaks. Align with your manager and team on expected work outcomes so you are focusing less on how much you work and more on what you achieve. If you still feel overworked, create work start and stop rituals, forced movement moments such as walking the dog, scheduled stretches, and gamified breaks. For example, try the Pomodoro method by focusing for 25 minutes, then taking a mandatory 5-minute break. Here are some additional ways to create boundaries around work and home time. Shut down your computer at the end of day. Avoid opening your email or online chat after you've decided to sign off. Identify an activity that starts around the time you need to disconnect, such as a workout class, errand or appointment with a friend. Communicating with remote teammates when working from home, in-person communications are limited. That means you're not as able to rely on building rapport through small talk, body language and facial expressions to maintain healthy communications with colleagues while working remote. Here are a few things to keep in mind. 1. Schedule daily or weekly stand-ups for software teams. A stand-up is a daily meeting that involves the core team, highlights progress, and helps flag blockers. In the standard format of a stand-up, each team member comes prepared to answer these questions. What did I work on yesterday? What am I working on today? What issues are blocking me? The daily reinforcement of sharing individual successes and plans keeps everyone excited about the team's overall contribution to the organization. To make online chat your main office. Many companies and teams use online chat to stay connected both personally and on work-related topics. You might consider creating light-hearted channels where people can share updates about non-work-related subjects such as cooking, exercise, or pets. You should also use chat regularly to communicate as frequently as possible around key goals and progress towards them. 3. Combat miscommunication. Communicating at a distance can lead to miscommunication and misunderstandings. This is partly because the rich texture of face-to-face communication, including body language and facial expressions, tends to collapse in written format. If you notice back and forth messages or negative tone creeping in, use it as your cue to use phone or video. If you find yourself feeling offended or annoyed at someone's message, remember that we tend to perceive neutral written messages as negative. When in doubt, talk it out. Ask questions to understand your colleagues' intentions. 4. Keep the team spirit. When working from home, it is more important than ever to create spaces to interact with your teammates beyond projects and status updates. Working remotely can bring feelings of loneliness that might catch some people off guard. Here are some ways to connect while working from home. Use online chat as your office water cooler and happy hour. Set up an optional lunchtime video chat to discuss fun topics, such as a book you all choose to read together or your favorite homemade work-from-home meals. Virtual team building can help replace valuable in-person forms of communication that are missing from the remote office. Managing a remote team, leading remotely can present a certain set of unique challenges, especially if this is a new transition for you or your team. Planning, communication, and expectation setting can help maintain contentness and productivity. Here are some tips for managing a remote team. 1. Communicate clear expectations. Take a moment to plan. What do you need to achieve, by when, and what changes might you need to make to your original quarterly plan and goals? Type it up so you can start discussing it with your team. You will avoid misunderstandings. When you create a document that serves as a source of truth, you might also share the document with stakeholders and other teams you collaborate with. Schedule a team meeting to discuss if there are any new expectations and what, if anything, has changed with working remotely. In your agenda, include goal, responsibilities, and ownership, how often updates are expected, and in what form: written, video chat, recording, stand-up, communication norms, which technology you want to use for each type of message, expected response time, dark time, etc. 2. Cherish and protect your one-on-one time. One-on-ones are a time to make sure you and each member of your team are working towards the same objectives, that the work that is being completed is the right work, and most importantly, to check on the well-being and engagement of your team. Regular check-ins stop larger issues from festering, allow for immediate and regular feedback, and promote open communication. Dedicated one-on-one time with your team members becomes even more critical and important. When managing a team virtually, try allocating between 30 minutes to 1 hour with each of your direct reports for a one-on-one each week, getting the most out of one-on-ones. Many factors dictate the best way to structure your meetings for success, including the emotional needs of those you manage, your relationship, and the team members' experience level. The most important element in a successful one-on-one is creating a space where people feel comfortable discussing the issues and concerns on their minds. These meetings are primarily for the employee, and their participation is vital. Pro tip: pre-populate a shared agenda. It will help you provide context prior to the meeting and also allows both parties to take ownership of the meeting time. Box the topics you know you need to cover. With the constantly evolving media coverage of COVID-19 and this new way of working remotely for some, it is possible your team may be feeling overwhelmed or anxious. One of the responsibilities of a manager is to ensure your team feels supported and informed at all times. Start your one-on-one with an open-ended question. This allows the most important and top of mind topics to surface. Here are some questions you might try. How are you feeling? What is on your mind? Do you feel like you have clear priorities? Do you feel in the loop? Do you feel isolated from the rest of the team? What are you most excited about? What are you most worried about? How can I help you? Once you've fully heard their answers, be a facilitator of solutions. Uncover what they're excited about, how you can mentor them to be successful, and unblock them to do their best work. 3. Provide feedback often. If employees are more familiar with working in an office environment where they receive feedback daily, the silence in a remote position could cause uncertainty or confusion. It's easy to assume the worst about your work when you don't hear otherwise. Regular feedback lets employees know where they stand, gets everyone on the same page, and reduces the chance of a surprise and disagreements during a more formal review. 4. Share relevant information in a prompt, inclusive and organized way. Keep employees informed by sharing information broadly to all team members in a timely manner. Your leadership is necessary for sharing relevant information that you need to trickle down to your team. Take time to understand what's being communicated, why and what is being asked from your team. Choose the right medium or a combination depending on the message and its implications. Some messages will require an email followed by a team meeting when working remotely, especially in the beginning. More communication is better than less sometimes, and depending on your communication style, you can replace a long email with a video.
Agora você tem o texto. Lembre-se de entrar em contato. Na descrição você tem o nosso contato.
Now that you have these ideas, let's have some templates. Be subscribed to get these videos every week. 2. Templates. The importance of reviewing a project proposal sample. If you have never written a project proposal, reviewing project proposal samples may be helpful to understand the standard format and content you can include for your own learning. More about the language, tone, sections, and objective of these documents can help you create a project proposal that is successful in securing investors. With an effective proposal, you may increase the likelihood of project initiation and help ensure all parties involved have a clear understanding of their expectations and roles in the process. What is a project proposal? A project proposal contains the ideas, aims, and purpose of a specific project to inform the board or management team of a company. The sole purpose of a project proposal is to inform relevant parties of the plans and proposed operations of a project and convince them to accept it. Project proposals are essential for securing funds and sponsorships, gaining new clients, securing old clients, and convincing the board to disburse funds to facilitate a new idea. How to write a project proposal. Here are the steps you can take to create a project proposal. 1. Write an executive summary. The executive summary is the introduction to your project and provides a brief overview of the entire document. The summary is intended to intrigue the reader and motivate them to continue reading the entire proposal. While a typical executive summary contains only one paragraph, a more complex project may require more space to summarize its operations adequately and effective. Summary describes the issue and how the project aims to resolve it. To prepare a project background. The project background helps you demonstrate to potential investors that you're an authority on the issue and have done the necessary research for the project. This section contains an overview of the issue and its history, the effect of the issue on the company, the requirements of the project, and any other important details for consideration. Although the project background contains a lot of important information, try to only write 1 to 3 paragraphs in this section. 3. Develop your solutions and approach. This section requires you to explain the details of your project, including the proposed remedy for their issue and the steps you plan to take. You can describe the project's aims and objectives, possible risks, method of delivery, and the expected duration. This section contains the most important information of the proposal, so ensure that it is professional, detailed, and clear. 4. Provide investors with financial information. The next section contains a carefully drafted budget for the project and may also explain the potential economic prospects. Ensure that you verify the budget properly and confirm the accuracy of each calculation. Accuracy in this section can help your employer and the potential investor to have a detailed invoice and clear understanding about the investment, encouraging them to pursue the project. 5. Attach all relevant additional documents. Once you have a draft of your proposal, you can include all necessary documents needed for support. You can include a list of contacts of all affected stakeholders, the financial reports of the business, or a map of the project region. Be sure that all documents you include are relevant to the project to avoid confusion. 6. Write a conclusion. Once your draft is complete and you have included all necessary documents, you can write your conclusion. This section provides an overall summary of the proposal. If there is any other information to add to the proposal, consider adding it here. Having a concise and professional conclusion can help increase your chances of project approval and leave a good final impression on the reader.
Agora você tem a regra gramatical. Lembre-se de entrar em contato. Na descrição você tem o nosso contato.
Now you have some cool templates. Get the inspiration there. You will get a job and go to Canada. 3. Tips. The impact of COVID-19 on recent graduates. the novel coronavirus has impacted or interrupted how graduates are preparing to leave school. Some graduates have been searching for jobs or are waiting to hear back from employers about their applications, while others may have already been accepted for internships, seasonal jobs, or full-time jobs after graduation. In a recent Indeed survey of 755 students graduating this year, 93% of new graduates feel their preparedness for graduation has been impacted or somewhat impacted by the pandemic, with lockdowns and layoffs impacting what were once exciting post-grad career opportunities. It's no surprise that 62% of graduates entering the workforce actively searching for job opportunities believe it's harder to find a job in the current job market compared to before the COVID-19 pandemic. 41% of new graduates believe the impact of COVID-19 has shrunk employment opportunities in their desired field, with 31% feeling worried because of the competitive job market. And following a year of unprecedented change, 62% of graduates entering the workforce and searching for a job think it's harder to find a job in the current job market compared to before the COVID-19 pandemic. Uncertainty about job opportunities and disruption to regular routines can make an already stressful job search even more challenging for recent graduates. While some specialized students may not be affected yet, other graduates planning to enter fields like hospitality, retail, food, and technology may have to overcome unexpected obstacles. In a world rattled by the pandemic, stress has been a common theme in the lives of recent graduates as their education and career plans shift due to the coronavirus pandemic, with 60% of new graduates feeling some form of anxiety about finding a job after graduation. While it may be difficult, there are measures you can take right now to help you navigate this situation to the best of your ability. Resources and information are available for you. Above all, take care of yourself, your health, and your loved ones during this time. Follow the Public Health Agency of Canada for official guidelines and updates on the development of COVID-19. How to prepare to enter the workforce during COVID-19. New graduates can prepare to leave school and find a job during the COVID-19 outbreak by following these steps. 1. Apply for federal, provincial, and local relief efforts available to you. Start preparing for graduating by finding the federal, provincial, and local coronavirus relief efforts available to you. Reach out to your local representatives, community leaders, and school officials for local information, as well as staying updated on the latest government measures. Potential support could include individual financial aid, food and meal support, community and grassroots efforts, delayed rent and mortgage payments, pausing evictions and foreclosures, deferred student loan and debt repayment. If you have been laid off or have had your hours reduced due to businesses closing in response to the coronavirus, additional financial assistance could be available to you. 2. Consider short-term or unexpected work in the interim. Depending on your financial situation, it may be necessary to consider short-term work or work outside your area of expertise. While public health restrictions remain in place, these jobs may not be the type of work you may have anticipated, but having an extra income can help you navigate this uncertainty after graduation with more confidence. Remote and in-person jobs actively hiring right now could include customer service representatives, warehouse distribution, grocery inventory, and stocking and food delivery. If you are able to work during this time, adding experience to your resume could help improve your resume and give you an advantage in the long run. Showing employers that you were able to adjust to this challenging situation could make your application more competitive. When looking for job opportunities, prioritize transferable skills and soft skills that could support you in your chosen career path. Even if a job is not in your ideal industry, there may be opportunities to develop skills that you can leverage later when applying for future jobs. For example, complex problem solving, remote software use, defusing conflict, and communication are experiences that could be added to your resume in the future. 3. Prepare yourself for remote hiring and online networking alternatives. Whether or not you are searching for jobs in your intended field, becoming comfortable with remote hiring and online networking alternatives could improve your ability to get hired. Virtual interviews are likely how you'll interview. Meanwhile, remote networking and professional social media accounts may become more important as professionals move increasingly online. Practicing mock video interviews and phone interviews with one other person and in a group with other people you trust can help prepare you for real remote hiring. Remote interviews and conferencing can have unexpected quirks that are not present during in-person interviews. For example, social cues to know when you can speak without interrupting someone during a video call may be different than a face-to-face conversation. Creating a professional presence on social media and on remote networking groups may also help you find opportunities and meet professionals in your chosen field, while social distancing. Join professional interest and industry groups online and interact with similar professional social accounts to expand your network and improve your online profile. Networking, mentorship, and informational interviews can be done remotely and could help better prepare you to enter the workforce after graduation. 4. Prepare yourself for slower than normal hiring and onboarding. At this time, you may want to prepare yourself for slower than normal hiring and onboarding, as employers have likely adjusted how they hire candidates for jobs. Tempering your expectations as you graduate and enter the workforce could help you as employers adjust to this new environment. 5. Consider more professional training and education, but be wary of added debt. You may want to consider more professional training and education during this time instead of entering the workforce right away. Some graduates feel that the opportunity cost of attending school may be lower as their chosen industry may have fewer opportunities for entry-level positions at this time. It may help to open to different types of educational opportunities, as some options may be more costly in energy and resources than others. Professional development training, online certifications, and skill-specific classes can be helpful for recent graduates and require less investment than enrolling in a new degree. Or, if you are feeling uncertain about your short-term plans, it may help you to explore other opportunities that may feel more secure to you. If you do choose to pursue more education instead of, or in addition to, entering the workforce, it is important to be wary of unnecessary added debt. This is especially important if you feel unsure about your current and future financial situation. These might be important decisions about your future that could require time, space, and energy that you may not have available right now. 6. Be ready and informed to increase your earning potential in the future. Some fresh graduates may be wondering whether leaving school in this circumstance may negatively affect their lifetime earnings as employers adjust to the new coronavirus. Depending on your area of expertise, you may be offered a lower base salary for an entry-level position than you may have planned when you start your career. You may want to take extra steps to reduce the chances that this base salary will reduce future pay in your chosen path. It may help you to keep your options open as your work experience grows and your career develops. Searching for better opportunities in your chosen field will help increase your career mobility. Updating your job alerts, researching competitive salary ranges, and actively networking are simple ways to keep opportunities open. Career mobility may help compensate for potentially lower income immediately after graduation. 7. Be proud of yourself for facing challenges that many people will never experience. No matter what you decide to do, it is important to acknowledge that you are facing challenges as a new graduate entering the workforce that many people will never experience. Above all, take care of yourself and the people around you as we navigate this situation together.
Agora você tem o exercício. Lembre-se de entrar em contato. Na descrição você tem o nosso contato.
Now that you have these tips, join us and write your story in the comments section below. We will use them to adjust our videos. Ask whatever you want in the comments and we will do our best to answer you. You see us in our next video. Bye for now.